Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are winning. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a book haul. I think this book haul is basically for the month. I think I'll be doing monthly book hauls because, obviously the message of the month changes every month. So this month we're going to do a book haul on prayer. So books that have anything to do with prayer, and these are books that I've already reviewed. So it's not like I'm just bringing a brand new book and I'm just telling you guys to go read it. So I've already reviewed these books and I've already told you guys why these books are very vital and why I recommended them. So I'm going to just, do that, but, specifically prayer books, right? So without further ado, let us get into today's video. So the first book I want us to, the first book that I have that I want you guys, the first book that I have that I want to recommend to you guys this month is A Beginner's Guide to Prayer by Pastor Kileme DSCDD. And this book is specifically targets children from let's say from 4 to maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, around that range. Children these days, they're very young, and obviously with the help of social media, it's easy for them to go astray, right? But it's up to, it's up to us as parents, as teenagers, as siblings, as friends, as family, to make sure that they don't, they don't go astray. So this book basically teaches children that, prayer is not only about asking God for certain things. Yes, it's fun. It can be very exciting to ask God for, whatever the case may be. I don't really know what children want nowadays, but obviously that is just the basis of prayer. It's not the only thing that there is to prayer. For example, let's take our parents, for example. We can ask our parents for anything. I know for a fact I can ask my parents for anything and I will get it, right? But that's not what that relationship is all about. My relationship with my parents is not just about asking for certain things, but having a relationship with them, talking to them, telling them about my day, asking them how their day went, communication. That is what prayer is. So it's very vital that we teach these children at a very young age that when you're speaking to God, when you relate with God, you can talk to him about anything. He is your father, you are his children, so it's important that we show them that they can relate to God and they can speak to him, at a very young age. So it's really important that we can teach our children that how to focus during prayer, what to ask God for during prayer, how to, the different kinds of prayers and from, the different situations that they may be facing, So this book, A Beginner's Guide to Prayer, I recommend for all teachers, for parents, for siblings, family, friends, neighbors. Get this for your children, because let me tell you, it will really impact them in a way that you will see the change. It's really wow. Because me, as a big sister to my sibling, I can see, when they pray, they're focused in their prayer. They're not drifting. They're not doing thinking about certain things. They're focused. You can tell that they're engaged in their prayer. I really recommend this book for children all around the world. The second book. So the second book that I want to recommend to you guys is Praying the Right Way by Pastor Kileme DSCDD. One thing I noticed is that a lot of people till dates, they still believe that God does not answer their prayers. And, it's very strange, because he meant for us to pray. He wants us to pray because he's going to answer. That's the only reason he would have asked us to pray. But some Christians are still living in ignorance today, and still believing that their prayers are not being answered. And this book, Praying the Right Way, has taught me that the only reason you believe that your prayers are not being answered, or that the only reason that your prayers are actually not being answered, is because you're praying the wrong way. And it may be shocking. It's like, oh my God, there's a right way. Yes, there is a right way and there is a wrong way to pray. And this book outlines that for us. It shows us it literally gives us steps. It shows us that there are certain ways to pray that if you don't pray like this, you're not going to receive an answer to your prayer. Her target audience is literally for anybody. If you're a Christian and you pray then you automatically need this book so that you know for a fact that you were praying in the right way and not, believing that you're praying in the right way and then you're not praying the right way. You understand? Like if we talk about math, like for those people who actually enjoy math, it's important, for people who enjoy math, it's a matter of you won't really enjoy the subjects if you don't know what you're doing. Like let me tell you, I can see from experience, if you do not know what you're doing in the math class, you will not enjoy that subject. So what's important is that in math, obviously there are certain steps to follow. There's formulas for every question. Has it has a certain formula, it has a certain steps to getting the right answer. If you do not know these steps, you are not getting the answer. You are, bro, let me tell you, if you don't understand math, if you don't understand the formulas, you're not getting anywhere. You're not getting close to the answer, and it's the same with prayer. Like, if you do not know how to pray the right way, you're not going to be able to get to the point where you're actually now receiving answers to your prayers. Right? Like I said, it's the same thing with prayer. If you do not know how to pray the right way, you will not be able to receive the answers that you're looking for. And the third book, I'm going to be doing top 3 books. So, so the third book that I want to recommend to you guys is How to Pray Effectively by Pastor Chris Kilebe, DSC, DD. How to Pray Effectively. One thing that I found in my prayer life is that prayer is very simple, okay? It's very simple to pray, but prayer is very detailed as well. It's a simple thing to pray, but like I said, praying the right way, it's very detailed. It has certain steps, it has certain formulas. You cannot just, I'm going to pray and then just kind of just do your own thing, because you're not gonna get any results. I'm gonna tell you now, you're not gonna get any results. It's you have to. Another thing about prayer is you have to be intentional about it. You have to be passionate about it. You have to pray from your heart. You cannot pray from your head. You can't just, I forgot. You can't. You have to be intentional about prayer. You have to be passionate about it. Because that's the only way that you already know that you're actually going to make power available. That's the only way that you know that your prayer is going to be effective, is if you're passionate about it, is if your heart is in it, if you're focused. Like I spoke earlier about our children being focused in their prayer. You have to be focused. You have to be passionate. Your heart, your soul has to be in it. You have to be there. You cannot you can't be getting distracted during prayer. Understand? There's different types of prayers for different types of situations. Like there's prayer of praise and thanksgiving, prayer of intercession, there's prayer of agreement. There's different types, depending on the situation. But you won't really know. Like I said, prayer is very simple, but it is very detailed. You have to learn this for yourself. You cannot be praying the prayer of intercession when you're supposed to be praying the prayer of thanksgiving, and you can't be praying the prayer of agreements when you're supposed to be praying the prayer of intercession. You have to be focused. You have to know what you're praying for and the type of prayer that you're going to need to pray for that specific situation, right? And that is where this book comes in, How to Pray Effectively. If you pray and you're not getting any answers, then your prayer is not effective. If you pray and nothing changes, your prayer is not effective, which means it needs to change. Something needs to change somewhere. You have to, find something. You have to make sure that when you pray, something is going to happen. One thing I was taught in my ministry is that we don't stop praying until we know there's a change. Until you know that there is a change, you do not stop praying. And that is how I grew up. That is why when I pray, let me tell you, my prayers are effective. It's like my prayers are always answered. Because I know you have to stay in the spirit. So yeah, that is where this book comes in, How to Pray Effectively. Highly recommend for everybody. It's not targeted to a specific person. It's for everybody. So those are the top 3 books on prayer that I'm recommending to you guys for this month, because this month is our month of intercession. Those of you in Love World Incorporated, y'all know I'm talking about. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, I just gave you guys tips to success. I just gave you guys cheat codes on how to succeed in this life. So I'm giving guys steps steps on how to be a success in this life, obviously. And you cannot do anything, successfully if you do not pray about it. So I just told you guys how to pray effectively, how to pray the right way, even gave you guys a beginner's guide on how to pray. So there is no excuse. Go out there, be successful, go out there and shine, go out there and win, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.